And a very pleasant good morning, basketball fans, and welcome to another edition of Henley Hornets basketball on 104.3 and 960 Sports. HD video this morning brought to you on mybasin.com. It is day 3 with us from Yreka, California at the 69th annual Yreka Invitational. The Henley Hornets get set to take on the Del Norte Warriors. Pleasure to be with you, Josh Eldridge, along with Matt Bowling on this fine morning. Day 3 at this tournament, the Hornets are 2-0. They've looked good so far, and a chance to potentially wrap up a tournament victory today, Matt.
Yeah, Josh, Hornets can win the title today. They will have to wait until the later games have been played and all the tiebreakers have been settled. But here's where we stand right now. Crater, Henley, and Yreka are all 2-0. They won't play each other, which eliminates the head-to-head tiebreaker. So we would then move to least amount of points allowed. Henley, over their first 2 games, has allowed 58 points. Crater has allowed 80, and Yreka has allowed 98. So Henley with a comfortable lead in that points allowed tiebreaker. If they can win today and put up a similar defensive effort, you have to think it's more or less in the bag for them.
Yeah, good defensive effort yesterday against Red Bluff. They rebounded the ball well, and again, it was another time where we saw a lot of these guys get in the way of the passing lane, and they rebounded the ball really well yesterday, Matt.
And yes, they absolutely did. And that was an athletic team they played in Red Bluff. So not an easy task necessarily, but talking to Luke Hammond afterward, he was really happy with the effort, especially on that end. But you look at Del Norte here, they are 0-2. They lost their opening game to Yreka 72-57. Yesterday they lost to Crater 58-32. So again, on paper, much like yesterday when against Red Bluff, this is a team on paper that Henley probably shouldn't have too much trouble with. But again, we did see yesterday the Hornets got off to a bit of a slow start, although they did go on a 10-0 run over the final about 4.5 minutes of the first quarter, ended it up 8, and the Spartans never really threatened again after that.
The Warriors are definitely going to be hungry for a win, starting 0-2. Interesting wrinkle to today's game that neither team has really had a chance to warm up since getting off the bus. Generally speaking, teams will head over to the other gym and warm up. Well, there's been a JV game going on in the other gym all morning. And so, this handful of minutes before tip-off are all the shots that these teams are going to be putting up before this game starts. So as they do, we're going to take one break here on the pregame show. When we come back, we'll dive a little bit more into what we expect to see from the Hornets today against the Del Norte Warriors, as we are at day 3 of the Yreka Invitational in Yreka, California. You've got Hornets basketball next on 104.3 and 960 Sports. HD video is on mybasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see 2 things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the 2 memories that stick out the most to me.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image. Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Baits suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Baits Marcom Solutions.
Josh Eldridge and Matt Bowling along with you at the Yreka Invitational as the Henley Hornets get ready for their final game of this showcase tournament against the Del Norte Warriors. Just a few minutes away from tip-off now. Some of the things I noticed looking at a pair of these teams, a lot of experience between them. If we talk about underclassmen, mentioning sophomores and freshmen, there's only going to be one listed on the roster for either team. It's Joe Janney, and he's going to be unable to play today. So both of these teams, they've been to this tournament before. They've got a lot of basketball under their belt. Rosters filled with juniors and seniors. These guys know how to play ball.
No doubt about it. One thing you notice, though, looking right there at center court as the captains meet, Marcus McCready is towering over pretty much every Del Norte player. So they've been working him down low for most of this tournament, and expect them to do the same today.
Yeah, 16 points on the first day, 20 points yesterday for the 6'8" McCready. Senior coming into his third season on the varsity level. He's certainly playing like it. Has had a good couple of games. The Hornets have relied on him for quite a bit so far.
8 rebounds and 2 blocks to go with those 20 points yesterday.
Yeah, he gets after it, absolutely. He's going to be in the starting lineup for the Hornets, of course. He's going to be out there with Aiden Hayes, Owen Harper, Chris Janney, and Luke Bennett. The 5 starters on the floor for Del Norte this morning are going to be Lyon Rigdon, Colin Tromble, Michael Webster, Nathan Barker, and Kai Russell. For the Del Norte Warriors coming to us from Crescent City down here at the Yreka tournament. Want to make mention that this is the first of a doubleheader today on mybasin.com, but kind of a split-up schedule. We've been having back-to-back games for most of the tournament, but today, this game here starting in a couple of minutes, and then the Lady Hornets later on going to be playing at 6:30 in the actual championship game for this tournament.
Right. I think that game's at 6, actually.
6, pardon me.
So, yeah, both Hornets teams with a chance to win the title. The Henley girls are playing in a real bracket format. The boys playing in this sort of modified showcase style because they were only able to get 6 teams here this year.
As we get ready for this one right in front of us now, the Henley Hornets today in their home white uniforms. Navy blue numbers and letters across the front and back. For Del Norte, they're in basically black uniforms, navy blue numbers and letters with sort of a pale yellow trim. Call it gold for Del Norte. Appreciate you being with us. If you're watching on mybasin.com, as I mentioned, it's your home for everything going on in the Klamath Basin, whether it's news, sports, special events, anything you want to find out going on in Klamath Falls, head over to mybasin.com. So the Hornets take the floor. You see Aiden Hayes with the red shoe choice today. I think he's worn different shoes for every day of this tournament so far.
I like it. What does Coach Prime say, Josh? Look good, feel good. Feel good, play good. You play good, they pay good.
I like that. All right, McCready and Barker down in the middle to begin this game, and it'll be the Hornets who take possession as they go from left to right across your radio dial. Now here's Bennett with it on the left side wing, getting it to Janney, top of the key, back outside to Bennett. Bennett trying to drive inside, going along the right block. This is a back outside to Hayes. Hornets swinging it around the rock, finding Janney on the far side. All right, here's Bennett with it now in the near corner. Puts it on the deck, trying to drive against the defender. Shoots from 8 off the front of the rim, no good, but McCready's there for the putback, and the Hornets strike first off a bucket from Marcus McCready. All right, here's Tromble for Del Norte, guarded by Janney. Hornets applying defensive pressure early. Now it's over to Webster in the near corner, trying to drive the left baseline, kicking it over to Tromble. Tromble bouncing it back, top of the key to Rigdon, now on the far side to Russell. Russell with it now, kicking it back top of the key to Rigdon, who's picked up by Janney. Trying to drive left with it, loses the dribble, but recollects, kicks it back outside to Tromble. Now it's finding Rigdon. He has an open look from range. Front iron, no good. The rebound is batted out of bounds. I believe there was a whistle. This one might be going against Bennett on the rebound. And it is. Bennett charged with his first foul, and the first foul for the Hornets in the early going. 6:55 to go in the first, and Henley leads 2-0. Inbound pass goes to Barker, tries to throw up the hook against McCready, but McCready rejects that one. Now the ball goes out of bounds. Should remain Del Norte basketball.
And right off the bat, there's Marcus McCready.
See how Barker matches up with him as the game goes on. Barker, not sure about the listed height, but just looking at him, looks somewhere between 6'4", 6'5", and he's a big kid as well. Here's Del Norte with it now. It's Russell kicking it back to Tromble. Now it's Rigdon, top of the key. In the far corner to Barker, beyond the arc. Kicking it to Russell. Russell driving inside the paint. Goes up off the glass, no good, and McCready grabs the rebound. Hornets bringing it up. Here's Hayes crossing the timeline. Kicks it to Bennett near side. Now to Janney, top of the key. Janney now drives inside to the free throw line. Kicks it back outside to Harper, who finds Bennett. Bennett dribbling at the free throw line. Moving to the cup. High off the glass, no good. And the rebound is collected by Barker. Del Norte shoving it ahead. It's Webster in the corner. Catch and shoot three. Back iron no good, and the rebound is grabbed by Harper. And I think Harper traveled before getting rid of the basketball after the rebound. It will remain Del Norte basketball underneath the hoop.
Del Norte's got their cheerleaders here today. I don't think I've ever seen that at an in-season tournament before, but with only a couple dozen people in the gym this morning, I'm sure they'll take whatever they can get.
No doubt about it. Inbound pass goes to Rigdon. He fires off a triple that's no good. The long rebound is collected by Webster. Kicks it in the far corner to Russell. Oh, pardon me, that's Tromble with it. Now to Rigdon near side. Bouncing it down low to Barker at the free throw line. Back outside to Rigdon. Another three and another miss there from Del Norte. All right, here's Hayes with it now. Dribbles behind his back, loses it, but recollects. He's being pressured hard by Webster there, and Webster's going to reach in for the foul. Two 2-0 early, 5:31 to go in the first, and the Hornets lead. And Hayes to inbound. Getting it to Harper. Harper has it picked loose, but recollects, guarded by Rigdon. Now Bennett in the near corner. Bennett dishes it to Janney. Hornets swing it now to Hayes, trying to loft it down low to Marcus, and McCready can't finish close to the rim. Rebound collected by Janney. Back down low to McCready, and another miss close to the rim. Rebound is collected by Tromble as he brings it up the floor for the Warriors. Pass goes into the far side to Webster, back to Tromble. Swings it to Rigdon, bringing it left. Swips the dribble, tries to get around Janney. Back outside to Barker. He kicks it over to Tromble. Backs up beyond the arc as the Warriors reset. 17 on the shot clock. Barker top of the key, getting it far side to Rigdon. Back to Barker. Now near side to Tromble. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Quick pass to Webster. He fires a triple, no good. Rebound is snagged by Hayes. Gets it ahead to Harper. The Hornets trying to get out in transition. To McCready down low, but he has the pass picked away by Rigdon. Loose ball collected by Harper and a scramble for it at the free throw line. It's a held ball. Possession arrow points to the Warriors. Grabbing possession here as Henley still leads 2-0 early. 4:32 to go in the opening frame. All right, it's going to be Rigdon who brings it up for Del Norte. Underhand toss to Tromble. Tromble getting it to Barker well beyond the arc. Barker trying to look down low. Kicks it to his left, finds Rigdon. Now it's Russell with it on the right elbow, bouncing it to Webster beyond the arc. Finding Tromble. He brings it beyond the three-point line as well, guarded by Bennett. Here's Barker. Pass to Rigdon. Quick catch and shoot mid-range jumper is true from about 17 feet out for Rigdon. Or pardon me, that was Tromble. Tied up at 2. 3:59 to go in the first. Here's Janney with it, trying to drive inside the paint. Goes up with his right hand, too strong, no good. The rebound is snagged by Tromble. Tromble trying to drive baseline, goes up with the floater. It's too short. Rebound is saved by Hayes. Loose ball on the near side, and Hayes recollects. Throws it ahead to Janney. Janney, a 2-on-2 fast break, trying to get it over to Harper. Harper lofts one up to McCready, but he can't convert. It's going to be Del Norte bringing it up on the other side. All right, Rigdon fires a mid-range jumper, and it's no good. Misses everything, out of bounds. It's Hornets ball. 3:21 to go in the first, and we're tied at 2. A couple of subs coming in for Henley. TJ Chavez and Lane Frank come in for Janney and Harper. No subs in yet for Del Norte.
This is looking a lot like the second quarter of Henley's game yesterday, Josh, where nobody can seem to hit anything.
Yeah, each team struggling to find the bucket. They're getting decent looks, both teams have so far, just unable to get him to drop. All right, here's Hayes trying to drive right baseline. Up with the shot, bothered by Barker, no good, but the Hornets collect the rebound. Now it's Bennett on the outside, kicking it to Hayes in the near corner. Bouncing it down low to Frank on the right block. And he's going to get Webster to reach in on him. Frank to inbound, lofting it high to McCready. McCready trying to go to work down low. A foul is called. Marcus gets the bucket. And he'll get a chance at a free throw here to make it a three-point play. McCready's free throw is good. And so the Hornets lead now 5-2 with 2:55 to go in the first quarter. Substitution in for Del Norte as Oscar Bodish comes in. Rigdon kicks it near side to Bodish, back to Rigdon. Trying to direct some traffic, kicks it on the far side to Tromble, who's guarded by Hayes. Del Norte swinging it around, it's Bodish on the near side. Now over to Russell in the far corner, bothered by Chavez. Russell trying to drive baseline and a foul. And I believe that one's going against Chavez, a blocking foul in the far corner. Del Norte to inbound. Finding Rigdon, quick mid-range jumper is good. And that makes it 5-4, Henley with 2:26 to go in the first. Here's Bennett on the other side, trying to split up the defense. Makes a nice move to the rim, no good. Collects his own rebound, kicks it out to Hayes, who finds Frank in the near corner. Frank back outside to McCready, fires a triple, front iron, no good. The rebound is snagged by Del Norte. Rigdon now with it, bringing up the far side of the floor. Russell kicks it to Tromble. Guarded by Bennett beyond the arc. Now over to Bodish on the right wing. Del Norte swinging it around. Here's Rigdon near side, lofting it on the far side to Bodish, who tries to drive against Hayes. Terminates the dribble, bounces it back outside to Tromble. 13 on the shot clock. Here's Rigdon. Rigdon fakes right, goes left. Shot from just inside the arc, rattles out. Rebound is collected by Russell. He goes up with the shot, no good. Another putback attempt by Bodish. That one misses too. Here's TJ Chavez after the rebound. Kicks it to Frank in the near corner. All alone, it's no good. McCready trying to grab the rebound, but it's ripped away by Barker. Here's Bodish walking it up the floor for Del Norte. Still 5-4, a minute 15 to go in the first quarter. Rigdon. Head fakes a three, drives inside to the free throw line. High arcing shot, no good, that McCready cleans up. Dishing it ahead to Hayes. Hayes kicks it over to Bennett. Bennett head fakes a three, spins to his right, gets it down low to McCready. Spin around fade, it's good from Marcus.
Oh man, what a fake and what a pass by Luke Bennett.
Brilliant. All 7 points for the Hornets credited to McCready in the early going. They lead 7-4, under a minute now to go in the first. Barker with it, top of the key, kicking it over to Tromble. Tromble in the far corner to Rigdon, getting it to Russell, guarded by Bennett. Russell to Tromble, now to Bodish. Bodish fakes left, goes right, bouncing it over to Russell. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Russell trying to drive inside, denied by McCready at the rim. 19 seconds now, McCready brings it up the floor. Kicks it over to Bennett. Bennett handing it over to Hayes. 10 seconds now remaining in the quarter. Hayes takes a screen going right. Passes it over to Chavez. They swing it to Bennett. Catch and shoot threes blocked in the corner, but he recollects, fires another. It's no good, and that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. Henley leads 7-4. As we head to the second, as we continue your coverage of Henley basketball on 104.3 and 960 Sports. HD video this morning on mybasin.com.
Comfortable and not corporate. At Clown Falls Subaru, we built our business on that simple promise. Well, that and some of the best people you're ever going to meet. Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager at Clown Falls Subaru. Our 62 employees make it easy for us to live up to our comfortable, not corporate philosophy. Friendly faces, easy answers, straight talk, fairness, and exceptional service. These are the things you expect. These are the things that all of our people deliver. Our management team, sales pros, certified service and body shop techs, lot attendants, and detail experts are all 100% focused on you. Local people putting their friends and neighbors first. At Clown Falls Subaru, that's the only way we do business. It's comfortable, not corporate. Our team members also spend hundreds of hours each year supporting local charities and events through the Subaru Love Promise. That's the kind of people they are. We're very proud of them. They're your friends, they're your neighbors, they're glad to know you, and they want you to be glad to know them too. I'm Rob, and this is what makes us comfortable, not corporate.
Back with you from Yreka High School. Starting the second quarter, Henley leads 7-4, and we're back in it already. Here's Hayes getting it to Montag, who's checked into the game. Now to Harper on the near side. Harper trying to spin to his right. Kicks it back outside to Chavez, finding Montag, top of the key. He zips it over to Hayes on the far side. Hayes trying to drive the baseline, spins around, goes up with the shot and gets fouled, and so Hayes will head to the line for a pair.
Josh, yesterday, Henley and Red Bluff combined for 14 points in the second quarter. Well, Henley and Del Norte just combined for 11 points in the first quarter here this morning.
7 of those points credited to McCready, 3 made field goals and a made free throw, as Hayes sinks his first opportunity there.
This is, if you watch a lot of high school basketball, this is kind of a typical Saturday morning game, I think, and especially when you consider that these teams really didn't get a chance to warm up because the side court was occupied. That only adds to it.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Both these teams bring in the effort. There's been some really good defensive plays on both sides of the ball, but yeah, just making those buckets can be a challenge this early in the morning. The second free throw from Hayes was no good, and so Del Norte will bring it up. It's going to be Rigdon bringing it along the far side in front of the scorer's table. Terminates his dribble and is going to find O'Laughlin. Now here's Rigdon with it. Or pardon me, that's Tromble. Tromble kicks it back outside to Rigdon. Head fakes a three, puts it on the deck, trying to drive against Harper. Kicks it outside to O'Laughlin. Back to Rigdon in the far corner. He takes a triple and drains it. Tie game, 7-all. Now here's Chavez with it. All right, here's Hayes with it, top of the key. Hayes driving inside, throws one high off the glass. That one rattles out. Rebound is collected by O'Laughlin. O'Laughlin guarded by Hayes and fouled in the open floor. Or pardon me, that was actually Aiden Rice who's checked into the game for Del Norte. Our number 0. Got a few more subs coming in for Henley. McCready checks back in. I believe we see Bennett and Janney come back in as well. We're going to see O'Laughlin take a seat on the bench for Del Norte, and in comes Nathan Barker. They're trying to match Barker and McCready's minutes. Looks like that is Coach Chris Rice's plan from Del Norte. Here's Barker with it on the left wing, beyond the arc, kicking it over to Rigdon. Rigdon driving inside against Janney. Free throw line jumper misses, and the rebound is collected by Janney. Janney brings it up the far side of the floor, gets it to Bennett. Bennett spins around, trying to drive against the defense. Outside to Janney, he gets it quickly inside to Marcus. Marcus on the double team goes over Barker, tosses it off the glass, and nice touch from McCready. 2 more points, and Henley leads now 9-7.
Doesn't matter what you do, they just can't stop McCready right now.
Pardon me, scored 10-7. Henley does lead, 5:45 to go in the second. Coming on the near side, it's Dowd from Del Norte, kicking it to Rice. Rice over to Barker, finding Tromble, top of the key. He zips it near side to Rigdon. Rigdon getting it down low to Tromble. He goes up with the shot that's bothered by Bennett. Hornets collect the rebound. Here's Montag bringing it up the floor. Montag kicks it far side to Harper. Harper trying to drive the right side of the floor. No good. McCready's there for the putback.
Oh, he is feeling himself this morning. Look at that.
11 points for McCready, and we've got time. The score 12-7, and Henley leads with 5:16 to go in the second quarter. You've got Hornets basketball on 104.3 and 960 Sports at hdmybasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Back with you from Yreka High School as the Henley Hornets lead the Del Norte Warriors 12-7. Exit the timeout with 5:16 to go in the second quarter. McCready has been active in every sense of the word, cleaning up second chance points, making free throws, and making buckets so far.
Yeah, it's the Marcus McCready show so far for Henley. I mean, on that last putback, he came skying in from near the free throw line.
Del Norte's got possession here. It's Tromble within the near corner. Henley playing zone defense. Here's Rice trying to get it over to Rigdon and does. He's bothered by the Hornets, bounces it to Rice. Long three, won't go, and the rebound is collected by Bennett. Hornets bringing it up the floor. Bennett finding Montag. Montag brings it back around, and Rigdon reaches in on him. Second team foul for Del Norte in the second quarter. Here's Bennett. Lofting it into Harper. Harper puts it on the deck. Slick feed to McCready, who converts.
It's too easy.
14-7, Henley leads, 4.5 to go in the second. And Rice pressured as he crosses half court. Over to Rigdon. Rigdon passes it to Tromble in the far side. Now zips it back to Rigdon, bouncing it to Rice. Rice bothered by Montag and Harper. He's trapped well beyond the arc, but he finds Rigdon. Catch and shoot three, rattles in and out. Barker with the rebound. He can't get the putback. Finds its way back outside to Rigdon. Rigdon bouncing it to Rice. Rice trying to get it near side to Dowd. Dowd trying to throw it back, but it's taken away by Harper. Harper, one-on-one on the fast break. He's fouled on his way for the layup, and he'll be shooting two. And with Harper at the line, I'd like to remind you that today's broadcast is brought to you by Coldwell Banker, Holman Premier Realty, and by Smith Bates Marcom Solutions. First free throw misses its mark from Harper. Montag heads to the bench for Henley, I believe in favor of Hayes, who's checked back in. Second free throw from Harper rims out, no good, but McCready gets the rebound. His reverse layup attempt misses the mark, and it's Del Norte ball as Tromble brings it up the floor. He's going to find Bodish. Bodish guarded by Hayes, well beyond the perimeter, kicking it over to Tromble. Tromble brings it around the right side. Now it's Bodish, left side wing. Back to Tromble. He backs up between the circles. Hands it off to Bodish. Still well beyond the perimeter, guarded by Bennett. Now it's Barker. Barker all alone beyond the arc. Kicks it over to Tromble. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Tromble guarded by Hayes. We're going to see Bodish catch and shoot mid-range. No good. Rebound is collected by Harper. Harper shoving it ahead to Bennett. Bennett trying to take it to the rim. Pump fake goes up for the shot. That's no good. McCready gathers the rebound. His putback attempt no good. And it's Del Norte ball as Bodish brings it along the far side. 14-7. Henley leads. 3 minutes to go in the second. All right, here's Tromble. Tromble guarded by Hayes, well beyond the arc. Now it's Barker. They're leaving him alone. And I believe there is a whistle down low. Let's see. I think we're going to say it was against Hayes, and that is the case. Foul away from the ball. That's Henley's fourth. Or pardon me, Henley's second. All right, here's Rigdon with it now. Getting it to Bodish. Now to Barker. Far side now to Tromble. Tromble bouncing it to Rigdon. Rigdon head fakes a three. One step inside the perimeter. His mid-range rattles out. McCready with the rebound. Janney getting it ahead to Harper on the other side. His shot is bothered from behind, but a foul is whistled. And let's see who they're charging this to. There was two Del Norte players there. Regardless, it'll send Harper to the line for two. That free throw misses. This will be Harper's fourth attempt at the line here. So we see O'Laughlin check in for Del Norte. To the bench goes Rigdon. Second free throw is good from Harper. Makes this one 15-7 with 2:27 to go in the second quarter. Hornets playing tough defense. The pass finds its way inside to Barker. His shot's no good. Rebound is batted outside to O'Laughlin. He zips it to Bodish. Bodish to Tromble. Tromble at the left elbow. Back outside to Bodish. Tromble now left side wing. He fires a triple. That one's no good. Ball goes back outside to half court on the rebound. Del Norte saves it. They find its way to Russell. Too much on his triple. And the ball will go out of bounds on the rebound. Possession Hornets. Lane Frank to inbound and finds Janney, who will bring it up the floor for the Hornets. Janney near side to Harper. Harper gets it to Bennett. Bennett free throw line jumper is good. First points for Luke Bennett thus far. And Henley leads 17-7 with 1:36 to go. Coach Rice of Del Norte going to call timeout. We'll take it with them. Again, 17-7, 1:36 to go in the second. And Henley leads. You've got it on 104.3 and 960 Sports. HD video on mybasin.com.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
We're back with you at the Yreka Invitational on 104.3 and 960 Sports. HD video on mybasin.com. My name is Josh Eldridge along with Matt Bowling this morning. Again, the score 17-7. Henley leads with 1:36 to go in the game. Defensive effort has continued. Del Norte's got a couple to fall this quarter. Well, actually just that one made bucket so far in this quarter. Henley's defense, the effort has maintained throughout the second quarter.
Yeah, Josh, I got to say, out of all the games we've seen here at the Yreka Invitational this weekend, this has certainly been one of them. But Henley probably doesn't mind it playing out like this because, again, the tiebreaker that's probably going to determine the champion on the boys' side is points allowed.
Right. And so far, they are leading that category by a margin of 32 points at this exact moment in time. Del Norte, though, with possession. It's going to be Russell going up with the shot, but he's bothered by a swarm of Hornets. Can't get the shot off. Henley takes possession. Now it's Bennett in the near side. Gets it to Frank, top of the key. He fires a triple, won't go. The rebound is collected by Tromble. Del Norte takes it the other way. Under a minute now to go in the second. Henley up by 10. All right, Bodish with it now, guarded by Frank. Terminates the dribble, bouncing it to Barker. Barker all alone, kicks it over to Laughlin. Laughlin guarded by Harper. Brings it along the left side, gets it to Bodish, takes a screen going right, now kicks it back, top of the key to Tromble. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Bodish. Bodish kicking it over to O'Laughlin. He fires away a three, no good. Rebound is collected by McCready. Shot clock off, 26 seconds to go. McCready going coast to coast, off the glass, it's good. 19-7, Henley leads, 17 seconds to go in the second, and Del Norte trying to maintain the last possession of this half. Here's Russell with it on the far side, bringing it around, spinning to his right, and kicking it to Tromble. Tromble now top of the key to Bodish, well beyond the arc. 3 seconds left. Tromble, a long three, won't go, and that'll bring us to the end of the first half. Henley up 19-7. We'll be back with halftime stats and maybe a look at the girls' game a little bit later on as we continue your coverage of Hornets basketball this morning on 104.960 Sports, HD video on mybasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account to retirement planning and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
It's halftime at Yreka High School at the 69th annual Yreka Invitational. The Henley Hornets up over Del Norte, 19-7. And so far, Marcus McCready has dictated just about every facet of this game. He's leading all scorers, 15 points in the first half, as well for Henley, 2 for Luke Bennett, and 1 point for each Owen Harper and Aiden Hayes on made free throws. Meantime, for Del Norte, you've got 5 points from Lyon Rigdon and 2 from Colin Tromble. I mean, what more is there to say other than McCready is feasting in this one?
Yeah, Josh, if this game were an academic paper, the citation would be McCready et al.
Yes.
I mean, 15 points, that not only leads Henley, that's more than every other player combined. I mean, and the reason he's been getting so many good looks is because it's just a simple mismatch in the paint. Nobody really for Del Norte has the size to compete with him down there. I mean, if the Henley student section were here, you would hope they'd be screaming mouse in the house every time he got a paint touch because that's what it's like.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to put Nathan Barker, senior from Del Norte, on him. They're matching him minute for minute. You can try to deny the ball inside for Marcus. That's about the only opportunity you have to stop him. And so far, Del Norte hasn't been able to get it done. You've got to imagine that's pretty much all they can address in the locker room because they've been able to hold the other Hornets to 3 combined points so far.
I mean, even when they've doubled him underneath, he still finds a way to get buckets. I think it's just one of those days.
No doubt about it. He is a tough man to guard, and he is showing us why today. His team is up 19-7 at halftime. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll tell you what to expect the rest of the afternoon on 104.3 and 960 Sports, as well as mybasin.com, as we continue your coverage of Hornets basketball from Yreka, California next.
Wait, all I do is wait. So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Josh Eldridge and Matt Bowling with you with the Yreka Invitational on 104.3 and 960 Sports and mybasin.com. The score at half, the Henley boys up over Del Norte 19-7. The first of two games you'll be able to be with us for on mybasin.com is later on this evening at 6 o'clock. The Henley girls tip it up for their championship matchup here in Yreka.
Yeah, it's a big game for Henley. They face the host team, Yreka, for the title, and obviously it's going to be a big difference from the first two games where it's, this is a neutral gym, but here coming and playing the nightcap on a Saturday night for the championship against the host team. I think that's really going to be a good sort of a test for Randy Denson's team. Really, probably more so than their first two games were.
No doubt about it. And we'll be with you. That game starting at 6 o'clock. We'll be with you probably a few minutes before tip-off later on this evening. So set your timers and head over to mybasin.com. Meantime, if you plan on keep listening to the radio today on 104.3 and 960 Sports, about 2:30 you'll be greeted by Mr. Mike Safford up at Oregon Tech as the Lady Owls get ready to play College of Idaho later on today. They got a fantastic win against number 18 Eastern Oregon last night. And then, of course, the men play a little bit later on in the afternoon on our sister station, 92.5 KLAD. But the Lady Owls had a great showing last night against Eastern Oregon. And, again, you can listen to them coming up at a 2:30 pregame show and 3 o'clock tip on 104.3 and 960 Sports. Meantime, back here at halftime, the Henley Hornets lead 19-7 over Del Norte. The teams are headed out of the locker room, and we'll take one more break as we continue your coverage from Yreka, California. Once again, Henley basketball, 104.3, 960 Sports, HD video on mybasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Getting ready for the third quarter in just a couple of seconds. Josh Eldridge and Matt Bowling with you from the Yreka Invitational. The Henley Hornets leading by a score of 19-7 after one half of play. I'd imagine the Hornets just looking to keep rolling and keep feeding McCready here in the second half. Meantime, Del Norte, their task is to find a way to neutralize the big man. Be curious to see what kind of halftime adjustments each of these teams made because, frankly, 19 points in the first half. I don't think that's necessarily where Henley wants to be, and certainly Del Norte at 7. They'd look for improvement in this half.
Yeah, again, this is not super out of place for a Saturday morning game. I know I had a few of those in my high school years, and they typically ended in the 30s and 40s. So
here we go. Del Norte starts with the basketball to begin the third quarter. It's Webster with it. Webster's going to get it to Tromble. Tromble over to Rigdon on the near side. Rigdon brings it around top of the key, dishing it to Webster. Bouncing it to Russell. Now to Rigdon again. He fires away a triple, and that one misses. It's Webster who collects the rebound. Back over to Rigdon. He's got 5 points today for Del Norte, leading their team. Barker trying to bounce it inside to Russell, but the pass offline going out of bounds. It'll be Henley basketball. Hayes bringing it up the floor for the Hornets as they go from right to left across your radio dial. Janney kicking it to Harper on the far side. Now to Bennett. Bennett fakes left, goes right, hands it to Harper, who loses the dribble, but it's collected by Janney. Now to Bennett. He zips it over to Hayes. Brings it back out to the half-court logo. Takes the McCready screen. Backs back up now to Janney. Janney trying to loft it down to Marcus, cutting to the rim, and McCready gets the first points here in the third quarter.
Again, just too easy for McCready. A little bit of space down there is all he needs.
21-7, 6:53 to go in the third, and Henley leads. Del Norte working the other side. Russell trapped in the corner against Bennett. He's able to find Webster on the far side. Now to Rigdon. Rigdon gets McCready off his feet and hits one from about 8 feet out. A nice move by Rigdon. His team trailing 21-9 now with 6:34 to go in the third quarter. Here's Hayes. Getting it to Janney. Janney puts it on the deck, finding Bennett, top of the key. Now near side to Harper. Harper trying to drive inside the paint. Terminates the dribble. Back outside to Hayes. Goes up with the left side and won't go. Del Norte trying to push the pace on the other side. Webster in the near corner. Driving the right baseline. Bouncing it over to Webster, or pardon me. That was Barker. He kicks it outside to Tromble for three. That one won't go. Janney ahead to Bennett. Bennett terminates the dribble, kicks it over to Hayes. Thought about a three, thought twice, kicks it to Harper. He fires a triple, too much on that one, and the rebound is collected by Barker. All right, here's Del Norte on the other side. Webster with it now in the far corner. Finds Tromble. Back center of the court. Guarded by Bennett beyond the arc. Near side to Russell. Russell guarded by Harper. Brings it back around on the right side. Kicks it far side now to Webster. Del Norte slowing things down. They're looking for a deliberate look here. Webster, he fires a three and makes it. Wow, that was a long triple. I stand corrected. He took a big shot and made it. It's 21-12, 5:19 to go in the third. Here's Janney beyond the arc, driving inside on the right block. Tries to spin around, gets it to Bennett on the near side. Lofts it down low to McCready. McCready going to work against Barker, high off the glass. It's no problem for Marcus. 2 more points. That gives him 18 on the morning. 23-12 in the third quarter. 5 minutes to go. Here's Tromble for Del Norte. Bouncing it to Webster. Zipping it back to Tromble, who finds Russell in the near corner. Russell has it picked loose, but he recollects. Now back to Tromble, zipping it far side to Webster. Long three again from the same spot. That one comes up short. Harper with the rebound, throwing it ahead to Bennett. Bennett trying to get it down low to Marcus. Marcus, he's harassed down low, kicks it over to Bennett. Near corner three, good for Bennett. That gives Bennett 5 points and his team a 14-point lead. 26-12, 4:26 to go in the third, and we've got time. You're You're listening to Hornets basketball on 104.3 and 960 Sports with HD video on .com.
The road can be a crazy place. Uh-oh! That's why Les Schwab Tires fixes brakes, steering, and more. And those guys don't. Keep driving. I'm just glad Les Schwab puts my safety first, so I can backseat drive with confidence.
During our fall tire sales, save up to $250 on a set of 4 select tires. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
26-12, the Hornets lead. 4:26 to go in the third quarter. And McCready with 18 points, but there on that last play, you saw his ability to dish the rock as well, kicking it out to Bennett. He made a 3, and he's got 5 points this morning.
Yeah, and a tough break there for Del Norte. I mean, Henley hadn't been very effective shooting it from outside. Well, Del Norte has.
Yeah, Webster fires away another triple and makes it. That gives him 6 points today. It's a 26-15 game. Janney on the other side throws one off the glass that won't go, and Del Norte recollects. Webster taking another 3 on the other side. That one won't go. Ball is saved from going out of bounds by Bennett. Now it's Barker. Barker trying to get the pass off, but it's picked away by the Hornets. Hayes trying to get one out in transition, passing it down low to Janney. Janney dishing it down low to Marcus, and another easy look for Marcus at the rim. 28-15, 3:30 to go in the third quarter. Here's Tromble with it, bringing it up the near side. Tromble maneuvering left, bouncing it over to Webster. Webster well beyond the arc, kicks it to Tromble, now to Russell in the near corner. Back to Tromble, zips it over to Webster. He fires another 3, that one rims out, no good. McCready with the rebound. Hayes and Janney trying to get in front of the defense. Hayes takes it himself, reverse layup with the right hand, it's good. 30-15, Henley leads, 3:05 to go in the third. Here's Russell with it in the near corner. Throws up a shot, won't go. Now here's Harper, dishing it ahead to Hayes after the rebound. Hayes kicking it near side to Janney. Quick feed to Marcus, and another bucket for Marcus McCready. 32-15, Henley leads, and Chris Rice, head coach at Del Norte, needs time. We'll take it too. 32-15, 2:41 to go in the third, and the Hornets lead. You've got it on 104.3 and 960 Sports, HDVBasin.com.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
32-15 with 2:41 to go in the third as we welcome you back to Yreka High School. And the Hornets in the lead in this one. Marcus McCready so far 23 points in this early morning matchup.
Outscoring Del Norte single-handedly.
He has been a factor, and you see watching him play, getting quick passes from Janney and Bennett especially. He's always got his hands up. He's always ready for the basketball. It's what makes him so effective down low. Del Norte will start with the basketball coming out of the break. For them on the floor, it's going to be Rigdon, Webster, Tromble, Russell, and Barker. And for the Hornets, it's Chavez, Hayes, Bennett, McCready, and Frank. Webster getting it over to Rigdon. Rigdon trying to find an open player, but he's got the double team. Finally, Hornets relinquish, and they find Webster. Bouncing it back over to Rigdon. Rigdon takes a triple. That one rolls off the rim, no good, and Bennett with the rebound. Del Norte trying to press a little bit, kicking it ahead to Frank. Frank dribbling it around, kicks it outside to Hayes. Hayes head fakes a three, driving the right side, cutting through the defense, gets the hoop and the harm.
Well, good to see the Hornets mixing it up a little bit. I know they've just been kind of spamming it to McCready down low, and it's as they should. It's worked perfectly, but nice to see a couple takes from the other guys.
Free throw from Hayes is no good, but McCready attempting the putback. That's no good. It's going to be Rigdon bringing it up the floor. Now it's Webster. He fires a long triple. That one is good. String music for Webster again. 3 made triples from him in this third quarter. 34-18, 1:50 to go in the third. Another bucket on the other side and a whistle. Didn't quite get my eyes up in time. Was that McCready again?
Yeah, McCready, and he got bumped when he was on the floor. Del Norte didn't give him a chance to get up.
So, yeah, foul against Del Norte. That's their second, and the first for Russell. Bennett to inbound along the near sideline. Getting it to Chavez, but it's picked away by Russell. Here's Rigdon with it now for Del Norte, trying to take it to the rim himself. Loses the dribble, goes out of bounds. Last touched by Rigdon. It'll be Hornets basketball. 36-18, 1:35 to go in the third. Here's Hayes, guarded by Rigdon. Has it picked loose. Hayes recollects, and a foul by Rigdon. Getting a little bit too handsy on the defensive end.
Third foul on Rigdon.
Is a sub coming in for Del Norte, but it's not for Rigdon. They're going to send Russell to the bench, and in comes Dixon, a senior from Del Norte. McCready with it. He takes the inbound pass well beyond the arc. Over to Bennett. Bennett fires a 3 quickly, and that one rattles home for Luke Bennett. 39-18 the score with 1:18 to go in the third. That's Bennett's second made 3 of the game. All right, here's Del Norte with it. Trying to get it down low to Dixon. Janney gets in the way of the pass. Pardon me, that was Chavez. Pass goes ahead to Frank, and he's all by himself on his way to the rim. That's Frank's first 2 points of the night. Henley leads 41-18, under a minute now to go in the third quarter. Pass goes over for Del Norte. That was Daniels taking the shot there. It's no good. The Hornets collect the rebound. Bennett now dishing it back to Hayes. Hayes trying to take it himself along the left block. Goes up from 10 feet, won't go. The rebound batted out to Chavez. Chavez trying to get it down low to Bennett, but it's taken away by Del Norte. Here's Tromble. Del Norte looks like they're trying to push the pace. He steps into a 3, and it's good. No, they're going to call that one 2. His foot was on the line. It's 41-20 after that make from Tromble. 20 seconds to go in the third. Hayes with it now, guarded well beyond the arc. 17 seconds. And a foul. I'm going to see who this one is going to. As Hayes was throwing his elbows around, but Daniels was reaching in, so we'll see here. Okay, they're charging. Is it 2 fouls there? No, they're just charging Hayes. Okay. So Hayes with the offensive foul.
That's his third. Looks like they're going to bring him off for Montag. Luke Hammond getting an explanation from the official there. It seems he's not really in agreement with the call.
I think it was, if anything, both players were getting in there. Hayes is going to be called on offensive for getting the elbows a little bit high. I think it's a fair call. Rigdon bringing it up, passing it over to Dixon. Now it's back to Rigdon. He steps into a long 3. That one misses, and Hornets will get a possession with 2 seconds left to go in the third. They lead by 21. It's 41-20. See if they get a shot off. Inbound to McCready. He's going to go for the full court heave. No good.
Not too far off, though. Off the front of the rim.
Fourth quarter action ahead. The Hornets lead 41-20. We'll be back on 104.3 and 960 Sports with your HD video, iBasin.com.
During COVID, I gained over 24 pounds. I lost motivation in working out. I lost motivation in eating healthy. And for me, if I'm not active, I just don't eat well. But then I started taking a class at Harbor's gym called High Low. The first week I felt like I didn't fit in and I couldn't do it. But the instructor was so kind and thanked me for coming and told me how well I did. I was like, No, I wasn't, but it made me come back the next week, and the next week, and soon enough, I was keeping up with the class. I started introducing more classes, and then going Saturdays. I learned how to lift weights accurately with repetition. I started lifting on my own. I started golfing too with my husband. And all of a sudden, I was buying salads instead of sandwiches. Small victories happened week by week, and it's 100% because of Harbor, their staff, their gym, the golf. My husband is getting out of the house and working out with me. His golf game is increasing, we're lifting together, and we feel good. Harbor, where I lost my reins and got my gains.
Welcome back as we start the fourth quarter. Henley up 41-20. We begin this final frame. Marcus McCready leading all scorers with 27 points so far this morning, but he will begin this fourth quarter on the bench. Hornets inbound to Lane Frank. Frank dribbling to his left, bounces it back outside to Montag. Now to Harper on the far side. Getting it to Frank, dribbles out to the corner for three. A good shot from Frank, and a make beyond the arc. 5 points for Frank this morning as his team up 44-20 with 7:40 to go in the fourth. Here's Tromble now for Del Norte. He's going to find Dowd. Dowd back to Rigdon, and a foul. This one going to go against Bennett. Inbound pass, going to find its way to Laughlin. Now to Rigdon, guarded by Frank, well beyond the arc. He's going to hand it off to Dixon. And a whistle away from the ball. And I think they're going to call Chavez away from the ball. Two quick fouls for Henley here in the fourth quarter. Inbound pass finds its way to Laughlin, and he stepped out of bounds after receiving the pass. Hornets get it back. All right, here's Lane Frank crossing the timeline for the Hornets. Getting it to Montag, now to Bennett in the far corner. Bennett finding Harper, trying to get it down low to Chavez, but Laughlin takes it away for Del Norte. Passing it ahead to Dixon. Dixon along the near side, dribbles into a long triple. It's no good. Good shot contest by Chavez. All right, here's Bennett bringing it up. Underhand pass to Frank. He fires another triple. That one a little bit wide right, no good. Tromble now bringing it up for Del Norte. He's going to hand it off to Dixon. He hands it to Rigdon, now moving to the near side. Rigdon reverses, backs up beyond the arc, a triple, a good shot by Rigdon. 10 points for him. 44-23, 6:26 to go in the fourth. Here's Montag. Montag getting it over to Chavez. He takes a three of his own. That's good for Chavez. 47-23, and for TJ, his first 3 points of the morning. 6:12 to go in the fourth. And it's going to be Rigdon bringing it up, now to Tromble. He hands it to Dixon, guarded by Frank. The Hornets content to switch Frank on the perimeter. Rigdon getting it now near side to Tromble. Takes a screen, going to his left, trying to bounce it down low, and it's taken away by Chavez. Wrestling for the basketball, kicking it ahead to Harper. Harper driving to the cup, up with the shot himself. He's fouled and one.
No, they're calling it a charge.
Oh, wow. The near official calling the charge, he was right there, and so wiped that one off the board. The score remains 47-23 with 5:46 to go in the fourth, Henley leading. All right, Rigdon walking it up the floor for the Warriors. Gonna hand it off to Tromble, harassed by Frank at the half-court logo. Takes a screen going right. Now picked up by McCready. Has McCready beyond the arc defensively. And a foul. And let's see. I think this one is going to go against Tromble for Del Norte, maybe an illegal screen. Frank with it on the far side, now getting it to Montag. Montag finding Bennett. Bennett patient with the basketball, looking for Frank and finds him top of the key. Frank takes the McCready screen, lofting it high to Marcus. Marcus kicks it to the cutting Montag to the rim. It's good. First points for Montag, and that gives Henley a 49-23 lead with 5 minutes to go in the fourth. All right, Laughlin has it now on the far side, getting it now to Dixon. Dixon trying to drive down low, kicks it back outside to Tromble. He takes a three. Tromble misses off the back iron, and Bennett collects the glass. Loose ball, but Bennett collects. Here's Montag to Frank now near side. Frank trying to drive down low, has his shot bothered by Laughlin. The loose ball collected by Del Norte. Here's Dixon against McCready. Pardon me, now it's Dixon with it. He fires a triple, it's good. 49-26, 4:27 to go in the fourth. Here's Janney with it. Over to Frank. Frank zipping it in the far corner to Bennett. Down low to McCready. Up off the glass, it's good, and one. (51-26) and McCready a chance at a three-point play. A made free throw here would give him a nice round 30 points for the morning.
He's still outscoring Del Norte by himself for those keeping track.
McCready's free throw is no good. Montag collects the rebound, kicks it out to Frank. Frank trying to cut up the defense, driving inside, and he will travel after getting tied up with the basketball. McCready going to check out. TJ Chavez comes in. All right, here's Rigdon bringing it up the floor for Del Norte. Moving right with it, handing it to Daniels. Checked into the game for the Warriors. Back outside to Dixon. Now it's Rigdon. Rigdon trying to take the screen, loses the handle. Pump fake beyond the arc, and this is going to be a foul against Chavez. He got tied up trying to defend a three-point shot and really didn't give Rigdon any room to shoot after that. Looks like we're going to see Peyton Lichtner come in, but we'll see him after this timeout. There is time on the floor. 51-26. Henley leads. 3:49 to go in the fourth. You've got Hornets basketball on 104.3 and 960 Sports and HDVideo.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends. How to fit in. How to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Welcome back to the 2023 Yreka Invitational. The score here on an early Saturday morning, 51-26. Henley leads. 3:49 to go in the fourth quarter as they lead over the Del Norte Warriors. And it will be those Warriors who start with possession as we come out of the break. Quick catch and shoot three from Webster on the near side, but the rebound collected and the putback made by Danner Dowd. And that will make this one 51-28. It looks like we're going to have another quick timeout, but we'll stick with you through this one. Again, 51-28. Henley leads, 3:42 to go in the ball game. Looking at 29 points from Marcus McCready. It's, we keep bringing it up, but he has had an outstanding game. But I think what's enabled him to have this great game is Henley's ability to get him the ball in the paint. He's had a lot of easy looks for himself today.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We've kept on saying just it's a mismatch. And there's not really much you can do in those situations except hope he can't connect. But, well, outside of a few missed bunnies, he's just been putting them all away so far.
Del Norte's been trying to keep pace with the Hornets by taking more three-pointers. I mean, got Michael Webster, who has made a few for himself, 9 points. Ryan Rigdon has 10 points with a couple of made threes as well. but it's tough to beat that inside bucket. As we start things here in the fourth, it looks like Del Norte trying to press here, and they do it successfully. Chavez loses the dribble. It's Rice with it on the far side, and we have an official timeout as there was a player down on the floor. And we might have a sub coming in for Del Norte. We'll see how this shakes out. And so it will be Leon Yreka checking in for the Warriors. Inbound pass in the backcourt to Rice. He crosses half court and getting it over to Daniels. Daniels bouncing it to Webster. Webster bringing it right now to Rice. Rice trying to get around Chavez. Kicking it over to Bodish. Now in the far corner. And stepping out of bounds is Daniels on his drive to the rim. Henley will take over with 3:14 to go in the fourth, leading 51-28. Del Norte trying to press Frank, but he manages to get up the floor. Finds Lichtner in the far corner. Back to Frank. Frank trying to get it to Chavez, but a whistle in front of the Henley bench. Looks like this will remain Hornets basketball as it goes against Bodish. Janney takes the inbound in the backcourt. Guarded by Webster. Kicks it to Montag. Montag to Chavez now on the near side. Chavez now moving right, top of the key, zipping it over to Janney on the right wing. Finding Frank beyond the arc. Frank dribbling the left block now, kicks it out to Montag, now to Chavez. Top of the key, finds Janney. Kicks it to Frank in the far side. Frank trying to drive baseline, trying to get Montag. The ball's loose, picked up by Lichtner. Goes up for the shot and is fouled, and so Peyton Lichtner will head to the line for a pair. Lichtner's free throw is good, 52-28 Henley. A reminder that today's broadcast is brought to you by Les Schwab Tires and Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. As the second free throw is good, a perfect trip to the line from Lichtner makes it 53-28. 2.5 to go in the fourth quarter. And Rice bringing it up in the far corner now, kicking it to Bodish. Bodish back to Rice, well beyond the arc. Moves right with it, trying to take a screen, kicking it over to Daniels. He fires a triple, that's no good. Janney skies for the rebound. Janney ahead to Montag. Montag trying to drive the left baseline, up with the shot, right-hand floater, no good. And now it's going to be Bodish bringing it up for Del Norte, kicking it in the far corner. Head faked three that time, no look pass to Yreka. He's trying to drive down low, loses the dribble, bouncing it outside to Rice. He takes a three, it's no good. Ball goes out of bounds, last touched by Rice. And it will be Henley basketball on the sideline. Frank to inbound, lofting it high to Chavez. Chavez brings it up on the far side of the floor, gets it to Frank. Frank to Janney, finding it far side to Chavez. Chavez trying to drive the right side of the floor. Up with the floater is good for TJ Chavez, 55-28. About a minute and a half to go in the ball game. Del Norte with it now. It's Daniels. Has it picked away by Chavez. Good defensive play. Here's Chavez trying to take it all himself. Up with the right hand, no good. Lichtner for the putback, that's no good. Chavez a second chance, no, a third. He finally converts. 57-28, a minute 13 to go in the game. And for TJ Chavez, that's 7 points for him on the morning. All right, here's Bodish for Del Norte, kicking it over to Yreka. Yreka calling for a screen. He's going to find Webster. Thought about a three, thought twice. Now driving inside, kicks it outside to Rice. Rice driving right, inside the paint. Over to Bodish. Bodish on the right block, driving inside, up with the shot, no good. Frank with the rebound. Frank trying to push the pace, coming up the near side, dribbles it back out beyond the arc. Loses a dribble on it, and it was tipped. Janney collects in the backcourt. Ball still live. About 8 seconds separate shot and game clock. Here's Lichtner with it, kicking it outside to Frank. Fires a triple, too much on that one. And Del Norte will let that one go out of bounds as they collect possession with 20 seconds left to go in the game. The Hornets doing exactly what they need to today to be in perfect position to claim a tournament title here in Yreka. Rice kicking it near side to Webster. He launches a long three. That one rims out no good. Montag collects the rebound, and that will about do it for this one. Final score at Yreka, 57-28. The Hornets 3-0 in tournament play and in great position to win it all. We'll tell you a little bit more about that when we come back and start your post-game coverage. Again, the final score, 57-28. Henley victorious. You've got it on 104.3 and 960 Sports with HD video available on mybasin.com.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place and then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Comfortable and not corporate. At Clown Falls Subaru, we built our business on that simple promise. Well, that and some of the best people you're ever going to meet. Hi, I'm Rob Cedar, General Manager at Clown Falls Subaru. Our 62 employees make it easy for us to live up to our comfortable, not corporate philosophy. Friendly faces, easy answers, straight talk, fairness, and exceptional service. These are the things you expect. These are the things that all of our people deliver. Our management team, sales pros, certified service and body shop techs, lot attendants, and detail experts are all 100% focused on you. Local people putting their friends and neighbors first. At Clown Falls Subaru, that's the only way we do business. It's comfortable, not corporate. Our team members also spend hundreds of hours each year supporting local charities and events through the Subaru Love Promise. That's the kind of people they are. We're very proud of them. They're your friends, they're your neighbors, they're glad to know you, and they want you to be glad to know them too. I'm Rob, and this is...
And we welcome you back to Yreka High School as the Henley Hornets taking care of business against the Del Norte Warriors to the tune of 57-28. It was a fantastic game for Marcus McCready today, who came away with 29 points in the victory. Also leading scorers for the Hornets unofficially, Luke Bennett with 8 points this morning, TJ Chavez with 7. He got 5 points from Lane Frank and Aiden Hayes, 2 points from Bryson Montag and Peyton Lichtner, and 1 point from Owen Harper today. Meantime, for Del Norte, 10 points from Lyon Rigdon, 9 from Michael Webster, 4 points from Colin Tromble, 3 from Kyle Dixon, and 2 from Danner Dowd. But Marcus McCready, no doubt, we've said it a lot today, but the difference maker for Henley and no doubt the most important player on the floor this morning.
Yeah, I mean, 27 points. He almost outscored Del Norte by himself. He was outscoring them by himself for most of the game. But, yeah, he has just gotten better and better really over the course of these 3 days. I mean, he had 16 points in the first game. He had 20 points yesterday and now 27. I mean, that's what you want to see.
And that's what you want to see from your whole team. I mean, tournaments like this, against opponents that you're not going to see again this year, like Del Norte and Red Bluff and some of these teams, and just wanted to focus on yourself, internal improvement, and we really saw that from Henley over the course of these 3 days. as they come away with a 57-28 victory. We're going to take one more break on the post-game show. When we do, we'll talk a little bit more about what we expect to see later on this afternoon, and as well as what you can expect the rest of the season for Hornets basketball. You've got it on 104.3 and 960 Sports and on mybasin.com.
During COVID, I gained over 24 pounds. I lost motivation in working out. I lost motivation in eating healthy. And for me, if I'm not active, I just don't eat well. But then I started taking a class at Harbor's gym called High Low. The first week I felt like I didn't fit in and I couldn't do it. But the instructor was so kind and thanked me for coming and told me how well I did. I was like, no, I wasn't, but it made me come back the next week and the next week. And soon enough, I was keeping up with the class. I started introducing more classes and then going Saturdays. I learned how to lift weights accurately with repetition. I started lifting on my own. I started golfing too with my husband. And all of a sudden, I was buying salads instead of sandwiches. Small victories happened week by week, and it's 100% because of Harbor, their staff, their gym, the golf. My husband is getting out of the house and working out with me. His golf game is increasing, we're lifting together, and we feel good. Harbor, where I lost my reins and got my gains.
Back with you at Yreka High School. The Henley Hornets taking care of business against Del Norte 57-28 here at the Yreka Invitational. As we were kind of doing some math here and looking at the winning conditions for Henley to claim a tournament championship, well, effectively they've kind of done so far.
Right. So Henley, Yreka, and Crater each entered today 2-0. So those are the only other Crater and Yreka are the only other two teams that could match Henley record-wise. Henley didn't play either of those teams, obviously, so that eliminates the head-to-head tiebreaker. We then move to least amount of points allowed. Now, with Henley giving up 28 points today, it's mathematically impossible for Yreka to catch up to them. And Crater, in their upcoming game against Etna at 1:30, would have to allow 5 points to surpass Henley in that category. So you can go ahead and print the T-shirts. Henley will be your 2023 Yreka Invitational champions.
A great showing for them over the course of these 3 days. You know, we talked about it. We saw the things that we wanted to see. The scoring was there for guys like Marcus and a handful of these other guys. Aiden Hayes had a good morning. Luke Bennett, you like to see him come along as well. Some of these football players you want to see come along. But in the areas that we knew they were going to be good in, defense and rebounding, I mean, they showed out this all 3 days.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we saw the makings of what could be a very dangerous team. I mean, they're ranked number 3 in the OSA preseason for a coaches poll. And, you know, this looks like it could absolutely be a top 3 team once all the football players have kind of gotten acclimated and the team as a whole unit has really had a chance to come together and gel and build that chemistry. I have a hard time seeing very many teams able to stop them.
No doubt about it. And they continue play throughout the rest of the season. What do we got? Any games next week? I don't have the schedule right in front of me for Henley.
So Henley, on Wednesday, the boys will travel to Redmond while the girls host Redmond.
Okay.
And then on Friday and Saturday next weekend, both teams will head up to Marist Catholic for a couple games.
Looking forward to that. Of course, you can follow Hornets basketball all season long on mybasin.com and on 104.3 and 960 Sports. Of course, the Lady Hornets also calling mybasin.com home this season, and we've got one more game for them later on this evening at 6 o'clock when they take on Yreka for the tournament championship on the girls' side.
Yeah, should be exciting game. You would expect a pretty hostile environment for the Henley girls, with Yreka, of course, being the tournament host, and this being the nightcap on a Saturday night. So looking forward to it. It should be an exciting game and a really great test for the Hornets.
We'll be with you for that one. Again, scheduled 6 o'clock tip-off, although in a tournament format that can get a little bit questionable, but for all intents and purposes, be with us on mybasin.com right around 6 o'clock for the Henley Lady Hornets taking on the Yreka Miners for the Yreka Invitational Tournament Championship. I also want to mention that later on this afternoon, if you're listening to 104.3 and 960 Sports, that at about 2:30, you'll be greeted by Mike Safford up at Oregon Tech, getting ready for the Lady Owls playing the College of Idaho later on this afternoon. The men taking on the Yotes as well. That'll be on KLAD, 92.5 KLAD, a little bit later on in the afternoon. But again, Lady Owls at 3 o'clock right here on 104.3 and 960 Sports. Meantime, once again, the final score for this one, the Henley boys defeating Del Norte 57-28. Want to thank a few of the folks who make this broadcast possible. Of course, the athletic director here at Yreka High School, Mr. Jason Freitas, as well as both head coaches, Chris Rice and Luke Hammond, for the Warriors and the Hornets. One more time. Final score, 57-28. The Henley Hornets are your 2023 Yreka Invitational champions. For Matt Bowling, I'm Josh Eldridge saying so long from Yreka, California.